repeat some of what you said to Emoni after the game?
You guys want to know everything, huh?
That's why I said
just
some.
wished them well. Wished them well. Stay healthy. But other than that, I'm not going to tell you the rest. Great kid, special player.
You talk often about your teams keeping their mental stability. I mean, I guess what did you learn about this group tonight?
Yeah, I learned a lot as far as and the guys touched on it earlier. You can learn a lot just from a win instead of just a loss. And so we knew coming in with an atmosphere like that there was going to be a game of runs, and with a special talent that they have, not just one player but two players. I mean, Noah Farrakhan, he's another special guy who can make tough shots. He lives for the big moments, and so when you have two guys that are gifted offensively but also two competitors, you're going to get a very competitive game, which was expected. So our guys did an amazing job of just having that mental stability when the runs were in Eastern Michigan favor. We were down. We could have easily just faltered, and we didn't.
Juwan, do you think Eastern's feistiness and everything else right from the start, do you think it took your guys aback a little bit at first?
No, not at all. As a competitor, we expected a competitive game, and our guys are extremely competitive as well. But when you have a school that is like, 10 to 15 minutes, down the road, some of the guys that are from Detroit, they have family that's in the building. They also have some of their coaches and relatives, and as well as student body. We get the crowd into it. It just breeds confidence. It breeds toughness, and that's a tough team. So let's give a lot of credit to Coach Stan and his staff for preparing his team to come out and compete.
As far as credit, I mean, what do you think about your defense versus just Emoni kind of hitting some really tough shots?
Yeah, I knew it going in after watching film, and then also, I'm like some of you. I've seen this young man grow since the time that he was put out there in the public news as one of if I recall, the best fourth grader in the country. And with that, I was like, okay, well, who's rating best fourth grader in the country? And then, you just see his growth each year, and it's like, oh, okay. Then he started getting compared to Kevin Durant, and that's hard for any young person. But give him credit as far as how he has worked on his game and his skill set. And so with that, some of the shots that he made, I wasn't surprised because I've seen him make a lot of tough shots. Watching him in high school, watching him at AAU level, and now, he has a group that breeds confidence in him, that trusts him, and it's nothing like that. And I know it from my own experience. When you have a coaching staff and teammates that believe in you and trust you, your confidence level goes up even higher.
How do you feel?
And he's going to touch the ball every time down the floor. Let's not forget that. And he deserves to.
How do you feel about the defensive communication throughout the game?
Well, first half, I felt we didn't do a good job with that. Second half, we talked about it at halftime. So when someone asked, what was the adjustments that were made, some of the adjustments were, let's make sure that we're not up on the ball screen. Let's pick them up at three-point line. When we were picking them up, sort of high above the three-point line, that was giving like Noah and some of their guards opportunities to get downhill, to get in the paint, and there was too many paint touches in the first half. So you look at how they shot the ball in the first half. They 53% from the field. So then in the second half, they shot 38% from the field. So that's a credit to the adjustments, and it's credit to our defensive disposition, and also our mindset.
It's hard to be surprised by anything Hunter does anymore. But I mean, just the second half, 8 for 8 from the field, 3 for 3.
I think I might be the toughest and hardest person on Hunter because I just expect more, but give the young man credit. He doesn't mind that I challenge him. He doesn't mind being coached. He enjoys going out there and competing. And it's tough sometimes when you have smaller guys that's walking underneath you, beating on your arm. Sometimes your whistle is, and I'm not saying the referees didn't do a good job with their whistle because they did, but sometimes you have that Shaq whistle. I remember the times when NBA when Shaq he had a different whistle than everyone else because he was so big and stronger than all the other guys that I think at times people expect for them to dominate and expect for them to take a lot of abuse. But Hunter is, he's just is working and he's doing an amazing job of leading as well.
Time for a couple more.
Talk about the atmosphere. That was a wonderful atmosphere.
Yes.
Early in the season. Just talk about the crowd, the engagement of the crowd, the fans.
Yes. So Terrence talked about it. Well, the atmosphere of those two guys being veterans and been a part of big games and been in tournaments where they've seen crowds like that in the NBA style arena. And our freshmen, this is their first time. And I think it's Joey's first time. Not Joey, I'm sorry, Jalen's. And so when you have an atmosphere like that, it can be different. It can sometimes, get you more caught into, playing for the crowd, or you can, not trust yourself and, play a little timid. But I think it's great for us to have an opportunity to play in a crowd like this in the big NBA atmosphere, because it's preparing you for not only just the Big Ten, but hopefully if you get an opportunity to play in a tournament, you're going to have an environment like that. And that's my why of wanting to play a game like this here in Little Caesars Arena. Not only just so we can get a lot of our Michigan fans that are around the Detroit area to come out and support, but it also inspires young guys, for those who are dreaming and working hard to be playing on the NBA level. This can be very inspiring to get a chance and an opportunity to play in an arena like this. So with that, we love to do cool things and more importantly, give our guys the experience of an atmosphere like that.
Juwan, sort of speaking of the NBA and your perspective from all your time at it, can you speak a little bit to Emoni's skill level, 6'8", double cross, step back three kind of skill?
Well, if you look at NBA games today, you see a lot of that. You see some guys that get paid a lot of money that make shots like Emoni, can score similar to Emoni, and have that size, have ball skills like a big guard. And, I feel if he has good health throughout the season and keeps working, which I know he will, he has a chance. And I don't know what year it's going to be, because I'm not going to speak for him or get his coaches upset. But I think there's a chance for this young man to really do some special things with the game of basketball.
Appreciate your time, Coach.
Yep.